WYMT Mountain News at 6.
For more than 1 year, a Harlan County man has been missing, his disappearance unsolved. Police found Tyler North's truck burned in a field, but there was no sign of Tyler. To this day, his family continues to search. And now a podcast will focus on the case. WYMT's Emily Bennett has the story.
458 days later, and Tyler North's family still has no answers.
I could walk any of these mountains all day long, but at night, when it's quiet and there's nothing but your head, you break down.
North's sister Samantha said people go missing all the time, but she never thought it would hit home.
You never really think it's going to happen till it does, and then you're thrown in the middle of the chaos and the heartache and the anger, and you just want it all to stop.
And now she is taking the case public, wanting people to know who Tyler was.
And anything that we can do to keep his name alive, I think will help. I hope.
Samantha found out about the podcast Unfound from a woman who heard about Tyler's case, and she got in contact with the man behind the mic, Ed Dentzel.
Many of my guests will tell you that Unfound has been very good at moving things forward, finding new information, getting law enforcement engaged, maybe even after 40 years.
He has worked close to 150 cases and knows the patterns.
Most disappearances are caused by relationships. They're not caused by money or drugs or anything else.
Dentzel hopes Unfound provides answers the family needs.
Whoever did this, know. I'm willing to dance with the devil for Tyler, and you're not much but a chip off my shoulder.
Samantha insists she will not stop until a body is found and someone is behind bars. In Leslie County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
The podcast about Tyler will debut Friday at 2 p.m. on the Stitcher app. Another delay in a Whitley County murder case. The trial of Paul Parsons was expected to begin in a few weeks. However, a judge granted a motion today to continue the trial. It is now scheduled for January. Parsons is accused of shooting and killing Denver Nicely and Joshua Wernicke in 2017. Earlier this year, a special prosecutor was assigned to the case. A Southern Kentucky man is accused of strangling a woman. Laurel County deputies say they responded to a disturbance complaint on Burnett Road last night. When they arrived, they say Daniel Nolan ran away. He did not get far before deputies caught up with him. They say he allegedly hit a woman with his fist, then strangled her. He's charged with assault, strangulation, and fleeing police.
And of course, we saw more sunshine today, but now those clouds are going to start to increase as we head into the rest of those evening and especially the overnight hours, seeing a few more clouds looking on top of the Mountain Parkway over into parts of Powell County. And those clouds, like I said, will be increasing as we head throughout the rest of those overnight hours, looking into downtown Whitesburg. You can see the Mountain Heritage Festival going on over there. Gorgeous evening for that. Of course, a little bit on the warmer side. Most of us into about the low to mid 80s. Most of us have stayed around the mid 80s for highs today, but a lot of us had got into those upper 80s as well. So a little bit steamy, but at least we didn't have to deal with the mugginess or any of those rain chances. You'll notice a quiet pattern here on satellite and radar, and you see those clouds increasing out into parts of central and western Kentucky. Of course, most of us still under that moderate drought in those areas that are highlighted in that really kind of lighter brown. The yellow, most of us in that abnormally dry stage. This map will actually update tomorrow, and today marks 28 days without any measurable rainfall at the National Weather Service in Jackson. Will we be adding to that as we head into tomorrow? I'll have that and more coming up in a few short minutes.
All right, Paige, thank you. New statistics tonight regarding crashes on the stretch of Kentucky 15 and Hazard under construction. Some see the numbers as staggering. Others say it's not really a surprise. WYMT's Will Puckett talked to a woman who lives in the area and is wondering if all this is worth it.
This stretch of Highway 15 causes many people headaches.
Hectic, very hectic. It's a mess, actually.
Behind Melissa West, you can see the Kentucky 15 construction project.
Starts about 4 o'clock every morning and it don't end till about, I'd say around 5 every evening.
An early wake-up call for West is not the problem.
It's always back to back, and there's a constant wreck. You always having to watch how you're going.
New numbers by Hazard Police shows nearly 20 crashes a month happening on this stretch of road.
I believe that, if not more.
From speeders to distracted drivers, everyone has a story.
My father-in-law almost got hit coming out of Cherokee Hills. And then the lights, last week, it was, I think 3 mornings straight, the lights was flashing.
With close calls,
So, not really, no.
West is now questioning whether the new road will be worth it. In Hazard, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Of course, transportation cabinet officials say it will be worth it, and they remind everyone to be on the lookout in construction areas. The project is expected to be completed sometime in the fall of next year. An Eastern Kentucky man will spend 8 years in federal prison. Today, a judge sentenced Charles Hubbard to 96 months. In 2018, investigators arrested Hubbard on meth-related charges. They argued he would go to Tennessee, where he received the meth, and then he sold it here in the mountains. Police say he distributed most of that meth in and around Harlan County. A Letcher County man died yesterday in a logging mishap. When state police arrived at the scene off Highway 931, they found Jimmy Branson unresponsive just outside of Whitesburg. The coroner said he died at the scene. Troopers believe a limb fell when a tree was cut down, hitting and killing Branson. He was only 48 years old. The White House released a summary transcript of a call between President Trump and the Ukrainian president. That is at the center of House Democrats formally launching impeachment proceedings. During a meeting today with the Ukrainian president, President Trump insisted he did nothing wrong. That call is also part of a whistleblower complaint. House Democrats hope to see that full report. Republicans on Capitol Hill say Democrats are just trying to get the president out of office.
But nothing's changed. I mean, they've been trying to impeach President Trump for 2 years. So there's nothing new, really, that's involved here. She could have called for articles of impeachment, which is a legal proceeding, but she didn't. She's letting these 5 or 6 different committees proceed to try to find something to indict him for.
Congressman Rogers went on to say that he read the transcript between President Trump and the president of Ukraine. He says he does not believe anything about the call was illegal. Another Eastern Kentuckian will be on Survivor tonight. This makes the 3rd Eastern Kentuckian to appear on the show in the last 4 seasons. WYMT's Connor James is here with a preview. Connor?
Jonathan Hurley made 1, Nick Wilson made 2, and now Elaine Stott will be the 3rd Eastern Kentuckian on Survivor in 4 seasons. Elaine's originally from Woodbine in Whitley County. Her past has not been easy. Her mom was not around while she was growing up, and at one time Elaine says she was somewhat homeless, but has had the resilience to land back on her feet. She's a factory worker and has quite the sense of humor.
My strategy is I want to be everybody's sidekick, and I know that sounds funny. And I want somebody to be my Ricky Bobby. I need to be Cal Naughton Jr. and win the damn thing in the end.
Everyone's Ricky Bobby, Steve. Well, the last 2 Eastern Kentuckians have made it pretty far. Jonathan made it pretty much to the Final Four, yeah. And then Nick, of course, won. Nick's also from Whitley County. Survivor will appear at 8 o'clock tonight right here. WYMT will have a recap of that at 11.
All right, should be another good season. Thank you very much, Connor. Well, tonight, new pictures in a Hazard theft case. Moments ago, we received security photos of a man believed to have stolen a UTV. Here is the picture. Investigators believe this man stole a Polaris RZR from YPK Motorsports yesterday morning. Now, this is video you're about to see of a similar looking UTV. There you go. The business is offering a reward for information leading to an arrest. That reward is $2,500. Anyone with information should call Hazard Police. The University of Kentucky is facing a lawsuit filed today in federal court. That suit claims that the university needs to add more than 150 female athletes in order to be in compliance with Title IX laws. Hillary Thornton has been following the story and has the details about the lawsuit and what UK leaders are saying.
The federal lawsuit is something they say is a last resort for the University of Kentucky students.
For more than 2 years, The students have gone through UK's chain of command.
Susie Stammer, UK's field hockey coach back in the 70s when it was a varsity sport, helping Lisa Niblock and the other students. Niblock is one of the two now suing the school.
The fact that it's the 21st century and there's still an issue towards having gender equality among sports baffles me.
The students, members of field hockey, lacrosse, and triathlon club teams, asking the athletic department to add varsity sports. That request denied. Their reason for asking, they say, is because they believe there are not the same amount of athletic opportunities for women on campus as there are for men. Title IX requiring not that the same exact sports be offered, but that equal opportunity does. The federal law requiring that athletics numbers should be substantially proportionate to the general population rates. The lawsuit claiming that's not the case at UK, with 55% of the student population being female, but only 41% of student athletes on campus are women.
The University of Kentucky putting out a statement in response to the lawsuit saying that they do not believe the claims are accurate and that they have one of the broadest athletic programs in the Southeastern Conference.
The statement reading in part, the University of Kentucky fully complies with Title IX and its regulation concerning participation in intercollegiate athletics.
If the University of Kentucky chooses, they can set a precedent for doing the right thing, rather than continuing to pretend that Title IX doesn't matter.
UK's statement going on to say, quote, based on surveys of our students, the current sports offerings fully accommodate the interests and abilities of our undergraduate students. For now, in Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
We checked with UK Athletics. It has a total of 22 sports. 11 of those are women's athletics, 10 are men's, along with one co-ed sport, rifle. Compared to other SEC schools, UK has the highest number of women's and men's athletics. Next week, we expect the State Department of Education to release last year's statewide test scores. State officials anticipate those to come out on Tuesday, October 1st. For the first time, the state's public schools will be rated with 1 to 5 stars, with 5 being the highest performing. The new system does not rely solely on students' proficiency on state standardized examinations. A token of appreciation for veterans. The Eastern Kentucky Veterans Center in Hazard gave out gratitude boxes today to bedridden patients. They are full of notes, decorations, stuffed animals, and much more. The VFW donated many of the items inside. Chaplain Tammy Schmidt says the veterans who are able to go out in public get thanked, but the ones bedridden sometimes get forgotten.
A lot of them really struggle with the idea of having a purpose. Well, if I can't do anything, they think, then I'm no use to anyone. And part of these gifts here, we want them to recognize that they still have a purpose. It may not be the same 20 years ago.
Today they gave out 57 boxes.
And the cold front moves in tomorrow, increasing those rain chances slightly for your Thursday, but we keep that drier pattern and, of course, that warmer pattern as we head into the weekend. I'll have that and more coming up in just a few short minutes.
But first, students across the country gather around the flagpole to pray. We'll take you to one event in our region.